The United States, even in its worst nightmare, could not imagine that the current conflict in Ukraine would not only fail to weaken Russia from a military and economic point of view, but would make it much stronger. While Western countries continue to be surprised by the ability of Russian military factories to supply all the necessary weapons to the front, including shells for artillery systems and missiles for multiple launch rocket systems, the Russian military-industrial complex has not only increased the mass production of the latest Russian Su-57 fighter jets, but also began to supply the latest long-range cruise missiles to the Russian Aerospace Forces. So, a few days ago, it became known that the Russian army adopted the latest 5th-generation long-range cruise missile, KHBD. This cruise missile was developed specifically for all types of Russian strategic bombers, including the latest new generation bomber, which is under development. The first information that Russia began developing the latest cruise missile appeared in 2017. Even then, many Western military experts began to show great interest in the latest Russian cruise missile. Back then, experts stated that in case of success and the adoption of this missile into service, Russian strategic aviation would significantly increase its combat potential. Despite the high level of secrecy of all the characteristics of the latest cruise missile, it is known that it has a huge flight range. According to preliminary data, the latest Russian cruise missile KHBD is capable of hitting targets at a distance of up to 7,000 kilometers and traveling at speeds of 1,500 kilometers per hour. Thus, Russian strategic aviation gained the ability to destroy any object anywhere on the European continent, without leaving the airspace of the Russian Federation. At the moment, KHBD is the most long-range cruise missile in the world. Let me remind you that before the adoption of KHBD, the title of the most long-range cruise missile in the world belonged to another Russian missile, KH-101, with a range of up to 5,500 kilometers. How Russian engineers managed to increase the radius of destruction of cruise missiles remains a secret. Despite the lack of accurate data on the latest cruise missile in open sources, experts assume that the mass of its warhead is half a ton. Moreover, experts are confident that the latest Russian cruise missile is also capable of carrying special charges. For example, nuclear charges. According to experts, this fact significantly nullifies NATO's ability to resist Russia. The fact is that each Russian strategic bomber is capable of carrying 12 such cruise missiles, and in case of direct conflict with NATO, all operational and tactical targets throughout Europe will be destroyed within 15-20 hours. At the same time, Russia will not lose any of its strategic bombers, since all missile launches will be carried out from the airspace of the Russian Federation. By the way, during the visit of North Korean leader to the Russian military base in Primorye, Sergei Shoigu showed him not only modern Russian aircraft, but also the latest cruise missile KHBD. The Russians specially retouched this missile in the photo, so that the Western military could not see a special engine that allows this latest cruise missile to overcome such fantastic distances. So, my friends, with the adoption of KHBD, Russia's rivals received another headache, as the latest cruise missile significantly increased the capabilities of Russian strategic aviation to perform the tasks assigned.